Welcome to Divine Light and Love Oracle with Stella. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. It is an absolute glorious day, and I am so excited to be with you. I know this is quite a bit earlier than normal, but I definitely felt a prompting from Spirit to go ahead and hop on and connect with everyone over some messages that came through a little bit earlier this morning. So I'm just happy. I'm grateful. It's a great day to be alive, right? And I'm just so thankful that we can all be here and share this space of light and love. Good morning, Madonna. Yeah, it just feels, it's like Ralph Smart says, it feels so good to be alive, baby. Yes. It does feel good to be alive. Hi, Robin. You know, guys, I feel like so many of us are going through life changes, and it's because we're making better decisions of quality for ourselves. We're awakened. We've been fine-tuning our skills of the clairs, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance. We're more discerning. We're more discriminating. We're manifesting all kinds of opportunities. We've been clearing out energy that no longer serves us. Hi, Ether. Welcome. You know, we're doing a lot of work to improve the quality of our lives so that we can improve the quality of the lives of those around us and the earth. And so, you know, that's why Untitled's like, how you doing? Because how are you doing? What are you doing? Are you making those healthy, positive changes? And are you seeing results? Something else that Spirit was showing me about how we have experienced an attachment to outcomes and how that has been a way to foil the process from going smoothly. And I know you guys are going to laugh, but if you ever watched Scooby-Doo as a kid, the cartoon, hi, Dynamic Jennifer, you know, there would always be this big plan that was hatched, and it was always Scooby and the gang would solve it, and then the villain at the end would say, if it weren't for those meddling kids, well, sometimes we're meddling in the plans of the universe because of not being at the vibration where we're supposed to be. And, we're basically throwing stones and shade where it shouldn't be. And so now that we've changed our mindsets and we're shifting our perspective, we're able to pull back and see the bigger picture. I know we often talk about looking through the lens. When we look through the lens, if you take a camera and you're like right up on top of an object, that's all you're getting in the viewfinder is that object. But if you zoom out and back up, you see things in such a wider, bigger perspective, and it gives you the ability to see more detail and to understand better what's going on around you. And I know for me personally, that's where I'm at, is I'm having to retrain myself how to zoom out. In the twin flame journey, I developed a very tight lens to zoom in, and for a good significant portion of time, it seemed that all I could really focus on was my twin and how to get to union with them physically. And I couldn't even understand why that was of such importance to me until I began to understand that the twin flame journey isn't just about being a twin flame. That is literally like the catalyst, the drop off point, the wake up call for us to recognize that we are light workers. Because for many of us, we didn't understand what was happening. Like, why do I have such a strong connection or attachment to someone? Why am I experiencing synchronicities? Why am I experiencing being able to have telepathic communications? It could be quite confusing and even a little bit distressing for people because they don't even understand what's happening. And especially if the other individual is someone that you know, is someone that you've been acquainted with. If they're in another connection, it adds even another layer of confusion. And it feels very overwhelming, the emotions and the feelings. And all of that is actually being used for our greatest and highest good, because it starts that seeking process. We want to seek answers. You know, if you start hurting somewhere in your body, and you can't diagnose or figure out why it's going on, you start seeking out opinions or some type of medical intervention to try to get to the bottom of it. And so for many of us, we started to get to the bottom of, how is this relationship, this person, this experience, how is it so important to me? Why is it so important to me? And what is this even about? And kind of reminds me of The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm a big kid at heart, so I always remember that, because I remember when that movie came out and how Jack, and y'all know I try not to spoil a movie, but if y'all haven't seen Nightmare Before Christmas at this point, I'm not sure what to tell you. But I remember the character Jack kind of stumbled upon Christmas. He's the king of Halloween, and he stumbled upon Christmas, and he wanted to know, what is this all about? And so he's conducting experiments, and he's, doing recon, trying to figure out, what is this all about? And so that's how I came into the YouTube community, trying to understand what I was going through, because I'm like, this is wackadoodle. I do not understand this. I'm a spiritual person. I have been involved in organized religion before, in faith-based communities, but I'm trying to understand what in tarnation is going on here, y'all. Oh my gosh. Hi, guys. Hi, Sublime. Good to see you. So I ended up going to different channels and visiting different readers, and I actually started to engage some of the readers. I would reach out to them via email. I would listen to their content. I would take notes, and I would try to kind of understand intuitively also what was being expressed through the cards. Like, there were times that I would go to a reader's channel and I would turn the volume off, and I would just tune in to the energy of the cards they were pulling and try to understand how that applied to me specifically. And I started recognizing that I had a lot more intuitive skill than I maybe originally thought. So it triggered me, and I know that word trigger, we always say that. It triggered me to dive deeper. Oh, you're so sweet, Robin. I did. I had to just like go, what is going on here? Let me learn more about this. And what it did was it caused me to want to learn more about myself. And it led me to understand that as the twin flame journey, we're so much more than a flame. We are a splendid torch, and we are part of a blazing inferno, which is this collective of spiritual, amazing beings who have talents and gifts and abilities. And that twin flame was like the diving board that gets the juices flowing, gets the motor running, and prompts you to want to learn more. And then you discover that there's a whole community of light workers out there, and that we are all working on, drumroll please, learning how to govern ourselves, learning how to process and deal with our emotions, learning how to refrain from behaving in a way that's, you guys know, I go, I came in like a wrecking ball. We don't want to be a wrecking ball entering into people's lives, with destruction and chaos. We want to be peaceful vessels full of love and light and hope and joy and peace. And we want to be living our greatest life, our best life, being the best version of ourselves. So it required us to do some soul searching, spiritual attunement to get into alignment. And it meant doing a introspection of our whole life, starting with our caregivers from early childhood and how that impacts us and our ability to relate to others through our attachment styles. I'm going to ask Dynamic Jennifer. Kate's actually in an appointment, so she's not going to be on this live with us, but Dynamic Jennifer, if you would kindly, or Ether, if one of you can pull up the 4 attachment styles. This was one of the most pivotal lessons that I learned thus far in this twin flame journey, because I learned about terms the runner and the chaser, and I was like, wow, that's really deep. I mean, goodness, when I think runner and chaser, I think roadrunner and wile e. coyote. And I'm like, what is that all about? And it boils down to attachment styles and energy. That's the other thing about this journey, is learning about how to manage your own energy and how to read the energy of others. Light workers, twin flames, everybody needs that ability. It's part of our discerning and discriminating tastes that we should be developing, so that we are not just drinking the Kool-Aid every time someone wants to hand us a free sample at Costco. We have to be aware of what we are doing, aware of whom we are coming into contact with, and aware of where we are applying our energy, our time, our talents, and our abilities. And so these, oh my goodness, oh, Robin. My mom's from Louisiana. I'm Southern just by way of Southern California, but I do find myself, my inner Southern girl coming out, because I'm part Cajun, so, and Creole, so that's cool. But yeah, it's like there's so much that we learned. This twin flame journey really got us into seeking and wanting to understand and learn. And learning about attachments, learning about energy, learning about discernment, and lifting the layers of the onion off to get to a place where you can trust your own intuition. Thank you, Dynamic Jennifer. And so I'm just going to hop back over to this topic for just a hot second, because this was all part of I feel like we got a bunch of master classes that many of us are learning through this twin flame journey. Okay, so the attachment styles. When you're a child, when you're an infant, your very first formative relationships are with your caregivers, and that is going to impact the rest of your relationships until you get to a point where you might discover you need to do some reparenting and healing in order to clear those areas. So we have secure. A secure attachment means that you are autonomous. It means that you're okay with there being space in relationships, in connections, that you do not feel that you have to be right on top of someone to know that you are secure in the connection, which is really the biggest lesson, I think, in the twin flame journey that causes so much struggle for people, because we don't recognize there's a difference between attachment and connection. And so I was jokingly saying that attachment reminds me of that toddler who doesn't want to leave mommy's side at the park. My son, when he was very little, was like not feeling very secure about his abilities to explore. So we would go to park day with other kiddos and moms, and he would be like holding on to my leg for dear life. And I'm like, boy, go play and go have some fun. Go, go, go. And he's like, no. And I mean, I would literally have to like pull him apart of my leg. And then I would be like, look, here's the ball. Let's kick the ball. And he did not want to leave my side. I didn't realize at that point that he was not feeling secure in himself, that he could venture away from me. And when I finally did figure that out, I started working with him and giving him opportunities little by little so that he could tolerate it. So a secure attachment or secure connection allows for autonomy. You don't have to feel like if that person is not right by your side that the whole world is falling apart. Avoidant, that's like one of my least favorite, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, because if we run into people who you experience what we call ghosting, ghosting often comes from an avoidant or dismissive or ambivalent attachment style. The person doesn't want to address the reason why they don't want to be involved with you, so they just poof, snap fingers, disappears. or they kind of come and go at random or run hot and cold. That is absolutely not acceptable. And if we are experiencing that in relationships and connections, the best way to address that is that the buck stops here with you. We can't control what other people do, but we can most certainly control ourselves and make a decision of quality to not allow people to treat us in that manner. And that's part of self-love and self-mastery. Preoccupied and disorganized, basically, they're kind of, they can stay for a little bit and then they have to take off and then they come back and they take off again and they come back and they might stay a little longer and then they take off again. And all of these are related to energy, by the way. When you're in an aligned, balanced energy, you typically reside in that secure, autonomous, energetic place where it's a flow. Avoidant, you're like, we're not in the same polarities and I need to get the frig away from you because your energy is too strong or your energy is too low. And then that preoccupied and disorganized is kind of like they don't know if they could stay. It's like, should I stay or should I go? They can't really make up their mind if they want to stay or go. And that creates a lot of emotional havoc. So we're learning experientially where we want to reside. And when we recognize we want to be in balance with our male and female sides, our masculine and feminine energies, our yin and yang, we recognize that we want to move out of whatever old dress we were in and move into secure lane, because then that's what we're going to attract, because you attract who you are and like attracts like, right? So these were critical lessons that we had to learn in this journey. And it's helping us to help ourselves and it's helping us to help others. So that was a big deal to learn about that right off the bat. Something else, like I said, was recognizing that these intuitive hits that you get, many of us have had intuitive hits coming to us throughout our whole lives. But if at some point in our lives we gave away our power or we were conditioned to not listen to that inner voice, then we just decided, well, I can't really trust myself. We would second and third guess ourselves, or we would ask opinions of other people to try to figure out if what we were feeling was valid or not. And so through this twin flame journey, we're being taught experientially how to accept that our intuition is valid and it's real. And that's why one of the last lives that I did with the cards, Spirit was showing me about a total eclipse of the heart. I know I love that song by Bonnie Tyler, but the eclipse of the heart is when your mind has all of these irrational thoughts. Your mind replays traumas from things that have happened in the past. Your mind is bringing up old memories from past relationships or behavioral patterns, and it's eclipsing, it's obscuring the view of what's in your heart. Your heart has this incredible intelligence about it. We have been learning through the cards and through Spirit that our hearts have intelligence, our hearts have desires, our hearts have ears, eyes. Our hearts, we've been sleeping on our hearts, y'all. That's all I could say about that. We give a lot of credit to the brain, but the heart really is powerful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the heart, if the heart wasn't beating, guess what? Nothing's working. Can't do anything without the heartbeat, right? So when our minds eclipse what our hearts know in our knower, our intuition, we're in trouble. And so we rely on other people. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you, you guys. Balance does rock. And thank you, Ether. It's true. It's like we stop trusting in that connection we have to ourselves. And so I feel like through self-mastery, we come into understanding of how to get into the deeper chambers of our heart so that we can trust ourselves again and we can override those irrational negative feelings that pop up. I call it crazy town. We have to escape crazy town in our minds because that's what holds us back from moving in our missions, making decisions of quality, walking away from toxic and unavailable people, it's time to make the shift. And so the reason I asked how you doing is because I would like to know that you're doing great. I would like to know if you're not doing great. If you're doing great, I'm giving you a hand clap right now. I'm proud of you. Keep moving, keep it moving, keep going forward. If you're not doing great, we need to talk, boo, because we want to see you doing great. That's what being part of a collective is we want to know, are you struggling? If you're struggling, find that strength, go into the deep reserves of yourself and pull yourself up, like that song by Andrew Day, Rise Up. We get one shot at this life, you guys. We really don't have a lot of time to be shucking and jiving and messing around, waiting for, tomorrow to come. Like I was saying, some people are waiting for a physical union to occur before moving and living their best life. No, that is not how it works. If you want to attract something dynamic and powerful into your life, you can't be sitting on the bus stop like Forrest Gump waiting for it to happen. Get up, hop on a bus, and go check it out and go live your life. And watch what you desire start coming towards you. And what is for you will never pass you by, that's for sure. Dynamic Jennifer and I were just talking about that today. What is for you will never pass you by. And in fact, there is a card, and I'm going to pull it up right now for you guys because it is so, so, so true, is that the timing of things in the universe, divine timing of, see, look at this. It was right there. Man, you cannot make this stuff up. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Yeah, it's time to get into the cards. Okay. So the divine timing, and divine timing is in a way of saying, hey, I really am not sure if this is going to come to fruition, but I'm just going to say something cliche like, oh, it'll come in divine timing. Guess what? No, divine timing is a real thing. It's not just a saying that people throw out there because they don't want to, look like they're crashing and burning it if something doesn't manifest in a timeline that they were hoping or expecting. Divine timing. The divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we are prepared, nor leaves too early. I'm going to say it again. Nothing comes before we're prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing, dear Lord. We have to learn to trust. That's another part of this twin flame journey. Learn how to trust that the universe has your back and your front and your left and your right, because we are not out here just floating along without any support. We're here to support the earth. The angels are here to support us. And the universe and our creator and our ascended masters and guides are here to support us along our journey. And so, oh, thank you, Robin. So it's time to start trusting in the magic of new beginnings, which is where we are right now. If you have zoomed your lens out, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. This is no longer about a single person and a single objective, which is to get into a physical union with them. That is the least of our concerns at this point in time, because as light workers, we recognize we can serve humanity, and in our willingness to serve, everything that we need is already inside of us, and anything extra that's coming will come in as a result of us paying it forward and doing things that are going to enhance the lives of others. And I'm not talking about just random do-gooding. I'm talking about being intentional. I'm not talking about compulsive giving because it gives you a sense of validation or worth. I'm talking about intentional giving and support that helps others without getting. We don't have to worry about getting anything back. The universe has our back. So if we give under direction of support, light, and love without any expectation of, well, I'm doing this so that I can get this back, we know our needs are met. We know that our needs are cared for because we're not living in the paradigm of scarcity, lack, or poverty anymore. If we stay in a mentality of abundance, I have everything I need inside of me already. We are not going to be on this journey looking, broke, busted, and disgusted. I remember when I was a kid growing up, we used to play the game Oregon Trail on the Apple computers. And I know I totally just dated myself here, but that's where I live. So I'm telling you, going on the Oregon Trail, if you did not properly prepare your wagon before you left on the trail, you were going to be in trouble because all kinds of calamities and situations would arise and you needed to be equipped and prepared to deal with it. And so I had a friend, we were always kind of having this little bet about who was going to make it there. And I would pack like everything. I mean, whatever, the computer would let me buy, I bought it. She was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to hold on to my money and I'm only going to get just a couple things along the way. And I'm telling you, every time it was like her wagon would break down, James would die of dysentery. There was no moonshine to keep the morale of the group up. It's like just funny random stuff. But I would always make it to Oregon. And she would just look at me with stink eye like, how do you do it? And I said, you know what? Because I went in making sure that I had everything that I needed. I didn't want to, leave it to chance that if somebody didn't have what do you call it, like a fort to stop at to restock. So we kind of have to have that mentality. We go into everything knowing we have everything we need. Hi, darling DJ. We go into this journey feeling like we have everything we need. Do you know the reason why some people's twins are repelled is because they can feel in your energy that you need something from them? Digest that for a minute. Marinate on that for a minute. Some people's twins are repelled by their energy because they can pick up and sense that you need or want something from them. And vice versa. You might be repelled by a twin because you can sense and pick up that they want or need something from you. That's that whole thing about attachment versus connection. Being autonomous, being secure. Being secure means I don't need anything from you. I'm good. I'm living my best life. There's a song by this artist, her name's Lettucey, called Add to Me. And I love it because she's so spunky. She's literally talking about how are you going to add to me? She's basically saying, I've got my life going in the direction it needs to be going. In fact, I'm going to see if I did this right. I'm going to actually post the video for you guys because, this is where we are as queens and empresses and kings and emperors, is that we're not looking for a parasite to a host relationship. Even with a twin flame, we want someone who can add to our lives. We want to be with someone who we can add to their lives. But in the meantime, we're good exactly where we are, doing what we're doing. We're opening businesses. We're traveling. We're helping people. We're following our passions and living our best life. We're interested in different things. We're meeting our soul family. We are connecting with soul mates. And so what I felt Spirit gave me is that even your twin flame is a type of soul mate. And I'm going to break it down like this and just say it to you this way. Soul mating, people who are able to come into a relationship with you in a connection that is not an attachment. Meaning we can come and go out of each other's lives without there being some complete meltdown if somebody needs to follow their life path. It means we're secure enough and autonomous enough to be able to go with the flow. There is no need to hold on to somebody so tightly. In fact, there's a song by Mariah Carey called Butterfly, that talks about, releasing people. You can't keep people under glass because you don't want to let go of them. We have to be in the flow and know that we experience moments. We experience moments. And some of us, unfortunately, we do get so sentimental and hold on so tightly to a moment, we make it define our lives. And, we can't move past that moment. That's why we're being called to live in the present, be in the here and now. I had an opportunity to connect with someone who at the time I wasn't recognizing that a twin flame could also be a soul mate. A soulmate being someone who is a part of your soul family. It can be platonic, it can be of a romantic nature. And yesterday, in fact, you know what, before we start on these cards, I'm going to show you guys real quick. Yesterday, what came out from this brand new deck that I was led to purchase, the Oracle of Mystical Moments, the sweetest cards came out, and I'm telling you, it was just so beautiful. So the first card that came out was the Journey, okay? And then, actually, that was the secondary card, but this is the first card, My Dear Friend. You know, we live in a microwave mentality world where we want things to happen like lickety-split Johnny on the spot. But just like baking a cake, you can't take a cake out of the stove too soon and expect it to be all the way done. It's going to be half baked. You have to let the cake go its course to fully bake through. It might look good on the outside, but I guarantee you when you cut into the middle, it's gooey and ooey and it's not properly cooked. So there's a potential for you to get sick. If you do not allow the journey to fully run its course, this is what I was talking about, like throwing rocks and shade at the universe while it's trying to bring you what you're asking for. We have to learn how to zoom out. Here in this journey, this is a deer, right? Your dear friend. This is the beginning of the journey before the maturity, before the experiences have come in to help grow each person up. And this is the divine masculine energy. This is the divine feminine energy, right? Yes, dive deep into those layers. And so here, the masculine energy is supporting the feminine's energy. Now, obviously, not full grown, not ready to really stand in its power, but it's trying, it's making the efforts. The feminine has taken a bow from her own hair, because that's what this is, this little red dealie, if you can see, and she's not using it to control and choke the poor masculine, but she's using it to help lovingly and gently guide. Her hands are off the situation. She's not touching any part of the stag. You know, as you can see here, she is, but that's because they both gained trust and have grown together through the journey. But there's a journey that has to take place and an integration of both your masculine and feminine energies. And when you realize that, it's like night and day. The difference in your energy when you recognize that you're in union with yourself, first and foremost, then it's a lot easier to go through this journey with a soulmate. Not just somebody that you think looks hot and you want to connect with them because they just seem like they're really somebody that you'd want to be with, you know. Somebody who's capable of having a relationship with you that's good for your soul. Okay? So yesterday's spirit brought out that people get all upset feeling like they're in separation from a twin. What I felt yesterday was that it's not about separation, because separation is an illusion. It's a pause. The universe has a way of helping us get back to what we love, which is ourselves. If we're getting out of balance, the universe will hit its pause button so that we can be practicing being present in the now and course correcting, self-correcting whatever is getting out of balance before you are in alignment with an external partner. This is the pause. This is the outcome. Nothing is amiss. All things work together for your greatest good. Growth and development has to take place to get here. So a soul mate is someone that you are developing trust with. It's someone that you are developing an understanding with. In fact, I'm going to just read it to you real quick because this is just so beautiful to me. I couldn't stop smiling for the rest of the day. It was just so beautiful. Love of adventure, curiosity, and appreciation. A young girl gently, keyword gently, rides a deer. Both the girl and the deer are having fun on their adventure. They are playful and curious. Sometimes we get so caught up in the destination, we forget to appreciate the journey. But if we neglect the little things in our path, like the soft grass under our feet or the unconditional love of an animal, we're missing out on the precious moments. A new friend or acquaintance with a different point of view can help us to see things we may have overlooked. So it's about not controlling a person. She's not trying to control him. She's gently, lovingly help give guidance. And she even took something from herself to that little ribbon to show him, I don't want to control you. I don't have my hands, wrapped tightly around your neck. I just want to lend some gentle guidance. And because of how she did that, the outcome is going to be not only does he grow into who he's supposed to be, but he's strong enough to support her in ways that he couldn't before, and it empowers her to move even deeper into her destiny. And that is indeed what masculine energy in its correct balance is supposed to do. And so, my dear friend, the evolution, when they have grown and been riding with each other for a while, is this: lifelong friendship, dependability, and solidarity. If you recall the card, The Journey, you may recognize a similar scene with a woman riding a deer, but this time the woman and the deer are much older. Time has passed, and the two are still companions. Okay, they have seen many seasons together, many sunny joys and many cold sorrows, and their wisdom has grown like the graceful antlers the woman holds for comfort. The deer supports her, and she returns a loving touch to her dear friend. This is the type of vibration that a healthy connection has. There must be room to grow. There must be room to grow. This pause is the growing point. This is the transition. This is you being in union with yourself along this journey. This is you holding the sun in your hands. The moon and the stars are surrounding you, knowing that you can make decisions of quality for your life. And notice, the deer does not appear to be anywhere in this picture. That regardless of whether the presence of this individual is in your life or not, you're gonna make it after all. You're gonna make it. You're gonna be just fine. Because with a secure attachment or a secure connection, there's a flow. People can come and go. You don't have to hold on tightly for dear life and be attached. Here, she's comforting him. She feels comfort, like reunited, and it feels so good. They're reunited. And she's able to physically, tangibly touch him, like, hey, I got you. And he's like, I got you too. We're going to keep moving forward. It's all part of this journey. And so in the learning of all these different principles and abilities, we discover we are stronger than we know. We are stronger than we know. Now, during the pause, day and night, it says uncertainty, fear, worries, decisions to be made, and following your instincts. This is your part of the journey where you are learning to integrate your own masculine and feminine energy, where you are learning to cast out fear and doubt and follow your instincts. It says the girl we see on this card is holding the sun in her hands. The moon is at her back. She looks uncertain, as if to question in her mind, but does not. She has a question in her mind, but she does not know the answer. What is she thinking? What is she afraid of? Okay. Is she afraid of the answer or the inward process to find it? This is what I call serving or swerving. You know all the answers. You have it all inside of you. Does it mean that you have to accept the pause, that the person's not going to be right by your side during this season of your journey? Can you trust that whatever happens is for your greatest and highest good, or are you still attached to an expectation and an outcome, which causes there to be a halt in the process because you are creating an energy that does not work with the flow of love. Fear blocks the flow of love. Remember, we talked about a total eclipse of the heart. If you allow intuition to flow from your heart and guide you, her heart guided her to take the ribbon out of her hair to assist the masculine without laying hands on him or getting all involved and trying to give directions. She just wanted to help, but she knew how to do it without interfering with the process of this individual's life path. Okay? So then it says, many of us struggle with making decisions. That's when the universe sometimes will hit a pause button. If your counterpart, the external counterpart, soulmate, twin, is in an energy of distortion, meaning that they are not open or receptive to a connection with you, meaning that they have their own life journey, work, healing, wounds that must be done, venturing, this is about being curious and exploring. If they haven't done that, there's going to be distortion energy, and their energy will not be compatible with you at that time. So the funny part is you see, this is like being kind of like in early childhood, and this is like being a teenager, and this is like being an adult. Teenagers sometimes can be a bit rebellious. They just can't quite get it together. They're kind of all over the place trying to figure out who they want to be when they grow up. And that means sometimes there needs to be space and room for things to take place. Hi, Angelina. Good afternoon. So we have to learn how to give space. We have to learn how to accept that when a pause happens, it is for our greatest and highest good. And that when we come out of the pause, life resumes and continues to move forward, because as you can see, this is her in union with herself moving forward. This is also the external counterpart supporting and connecting with the feminine energy, the divine masculine, divine feminines coming into union. And I've said this before. I know that we use terms in the twin flame journey, union, separation, divine masculine, divine feminine, karmics, all of that. But what I feel is that I don't call people divine feminines and masculines all the time, because if they're in a distortion energy, I'm gonna be honest with you, there ain't nothing divine about that shit. Distortion can be very painful. When people are in distortion, they can be very cruel, they can be deceptive, they can be ambivalent, dismissive, and there's nothing divine about that. And when you are operating in a place of divine energy is when you are operating in the principles of universal unconditional love. This card came out to depict that energy that is not the vibration of love. It's a deceptive energy. This card is number 16, Eva. Eva, and I'm going to pull the card up closer. Eva is actually a fruit. So I'm going to flip this upside down just so you guys can see. Do you see the top part of her here, which is actually the bottom? It looks like a melon, a beautiful ripe melon. Okay, so growing underground is this with the snakes. And as you very well know, snakes know how to choke and constrict and insert poison. Hi, young Niels. So I'm telling you, if you're not using your discernment, if you're not going through this journey and learning these principles, you are going to be subjected to coming across shiny things that look like they're good for you, but I promise you that all that glitters is not gold. Because once you get connected or attached with someone who is not for your greatest and highest good, they will flip the script on you, and your energy and time will be spent chasing your own tail, trying to figure out what the hell is going on in your life, totally sucking up the life of your life, mission, and purpose, your energy, your time, sometimes your finances, and it completely puts you on a wild goose chase. And I'm going to read to you about this energy of Eva. All we have to do is add an L, evil, right? Because it really is evil when people come through like a wrecking ball in your life. It's even more evil when you don't have the good common sense to realize it and cut them like a check and get the hell out of Dodge and go get on with your life. Duplicity, deception, caution. Out of the jungle steps a woman. Half her body is covered with exotic plants and flowers. A snake wriggles around her neck. The woman presents herself like a sweet fruit waiting to be picked. She offers excitement and novelty, but be careful. Her kiss could be as toxic as the bite of a snake, like a deceitful friend or lover. Her unreadable countenance masks her true intentions. Okay? Ooh, okay, and as I read this, Spirit just showed me the next card that I need to actually pull out here, so bear with me. But do you see how easy it is to be deceived if we're not using good discernment and wisdom? That's why sometimes there is a pause in your journey so that you can develop these skills so that you are not being tricked and deceived. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. The masks. Who has time for that? You're a light worker. And the next card that came out, so this is going to be the arch nemesis to Eva, Little Miss Sunshine, the light worker, right? Sun, light, energy, courage, clarity. A woman rises high into the sky. Her hair shines bright like the sun. Her skirt looks like a huge building. She comes from a darker place, but her light is glowing. She is like the energy of life and sun of the universe. She focuses her intentions on the positive and is able to gain clarity. She leaves the night and fears behind. Okay. Do you see it? When you are in the pause, when you are working on raising your vibration, raising your light, equipping yourself, you're not in this energy. You have truth illuminated inside of you so that you can identify that energy and not allow others harboring this energy into your energetic field, because we have learned that we absorb and can absorb other people's energies. So sometimes a pause happens to protect you from absorbing energy that shouldn't be coming into your energy field. How about that? It's not rejection, it's protection. I had to learn this experientially myself. All that glitters isn't gold. Somebody that may look like they have it all together, the fruit, you don't see any of this. Oh, that fruit looks amazing. You pull it out and they flip the script. And now you have snakes constricting you and sucking the life out of you and putting poison into you, slowing down your mission, your life purpose work until you're ready to cut this off and move into this energy. You see? She's holding the sun in her hands. There's the sun right here. You need to get enlightened through this journey. Don't begrudge a pause in your life. It's to help you. Thank you. Yes, shielding and protecting us from something or someone that is not in alignment or for our highest good at this time. Now, someone will say, you know what, Stella? I don't like how you're talking because you're talking like the twin will never come back. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if someone is in distortion energy, they must go through their own pause, their own life journey to figure out Blue's Clues, and that's none of your business or my business. If we are operating in a secure connection, we have the ability to be autonomous enough to let people come and go out of our lives because we know that what's meant for us will never pass us by. And as a matter of fact, the mate of our soul of a romantic nature will have presented themselves. See, Eva over here was deceptive and showed up looking like everything was put together. A soul mate may show up in your life as a friend, a platonic friend. They come rare, real, and raw, very vulnerable. You know, they're not putting on airs. They're not trying to pretend to be something or someone they're not. But they have the potential to grow into this. And they're producing growth because a tree is known by its fruit. An apple tree is not going to put out oranges. It takes time to watch and see who someone is. It takes time for them to show you who they are. This is why you can't take the cake out of the oven half baked. This is why you can't put the egg in the microwave. It's going to explode. You've got to allow a natural progression to happen. One of the things in this journey I think a lot of people need to recognize is that we cannot keep giving away our trust and our time and our energy and our efforts like free samples at Costco, because not everyone deserves a seat at the table of your life. Even if you perceive them to be a twin, if they're not operating in the energy of truth, light, and love, then you have to step back and zoom that camera out and focus on the bigger picture, including you, who is at the center of that picture. Hi, JP. Your journey is about you coming into union with you. Once you have done that, it is so easy to attract and manifest things that are for your greatest and highest good, because that's where your vibration is. That's why when I talked about the eclipse of the heart, these cards from this deck even showed us the eclipse of the heart. I'm telling you guys, I was shook up as we were going through because I was like, oh, whoa. And I'm going to pull them out so you can see what I'm talking about. Absolutely out of this world. Because when we go back to old thought processes and things in our mind, we're overriding what was in our hearts. We're overriding what is good and lovely and true in favor of traumas and things that have occurred and happened in the past. I don't know about you, but a lot of people are stuck in the past. Or a lot of people have tried to quantum leap into the future without dealing with their past. That's why this journey has come up for us in order for us to do so. Here is the total eclipse of the heart. There is a transformation. Her dress is transforming. Her outlook is transforming. And here is a live butterfly right at the center where her heart is, indicating your heart is transforming through this journey. And if there's a part of your heart that was aching or bruised, because your heart is not going to be broken. Your heart is too intelligent and too strong for that. It might get hurt and bruised, but not broken. Okay? She's massaging her heart. Now, you and I know when you do CPR, when someone's heart stops, you start CPR to revive it. If the journey has been so painful and stressful because the pressure is there, you start to massage the heart to get it back to its normal rhythm and beating. You start giving yourself self-love, self-care. You stop focusing your attention on this one person. You stop spreading yourself thin. You start listening to your body. You start paying attention to your intuition. Now you notice she's staring right at the butterfly on top of the head right here. You see the dark hair? Darkness like an eclipse. When the moon and sun are eclipsed, one is obscured. The sun can't be seen. Okay? The butterfly is up here saying, yeah, about that. It's time to transform that too. Your mind and your thought processes must be transformed in order for you to become the greatest version of yourself. You can't let these irrational thoughts in your head override the intelligence of your heart anymore. For many people, that's why your heart is hurting. It's not that the other person did anything to you. It's that you did not allow yourself the ability to have security and autonomy within yourself so that you can release people with love and light. Okay? And then, if you notice, from out of her heart is growing a flower. Something is growing. Something is happening, and even the mind, this butterfly, the transformation of the mind is recognizing that the heart has something to say about what's going on. And when you allow love in yourself to grow and heal you, that flower becomes the white rose of hope. You can start to have hope again that love will come to you. Someday love will find you externally. But for now, love yourself. Live your best life right now. Be Little Miss Sunshine. Go about your life living and being and doing. So that when this love from an external counterpart comes in, you don't need anything from them. You're already complete and whole in yourself. So that you can truly have a soul-mated relationship. Equally yoked together. No one is taking away from anyone. They're both equally supporting. He's carrying her, but she's comforting him the same way she did right here. This is how we get into healthy unions instead of toxic connections or toxic attachments. Healthy union connections versus toxic attachments. You want to know what a toxic attachment looks like? It looks like this. Notice the area where these snakes, it's funny, here you see the snake's tails, but around the neck, throat chakra, high heart chakra, and heart chakra is where the heads of the snakes are. That's where they can inject the poison to stop the heart. Which is why people coming out of a toxic connection are having to revive their own hearts. You see that? Whew, it's a lot. But it's for our greatest and highest good because we're moving in a direction that says that we are able to have hope once again in our lives. Have hope for the future. And so that's where we're at now. How you doing? Where are you at? Are you living your best life right now? Have you stopped allowing your mind to eclipse your heart and get out there and live your best life? This deck is going to tell us some things that's going to help us where we are right now, to recognize where we are right now. Sobriety. I'm going to tell you what, this is a very sobering journey, isn't it? Some of the things you learn about yourself in this journey, some of the things you learn about others in this journey, it's like if you have been out drinking and it's like, this is going to sound terrible, but this happened to a friend of mine once. She was leaving a bar restaurant and she knew she had had a little too much to drink. And she was about to go attempt to drive her car home. And she happened to turn around and look over her shoulder and there was a police officer pulling into the parking lot. And when I tell you, she said she sobered up real fast. And what she did was she just sat in her car. She said, I'm going to lock the doors to my car. I'm going to call a friend, but I am pulling it together. Many of us have had to pull it together after going through this journey. We have had to pull it together. So we're a lot more sober now. We're not all googly-eyed looking through rose-colored glasses at other people or even ourselves. We are sober and aware now. Many of us are now actively seeking motivation to move forward in our lives, whether it's with a career change, whether it's with connections with people, discovering things, our fitness, our wellness. We're getting motivated to live our best life right now. It's beautiful. I love it. Hang on just a sec, guys. Let me just let her know this is okay. Yeah, Kate's not in chat with us today. She's actually in an appointment. So she sends her love to everybody. We may come back on later tonight, so we'll see. So the motivation's there. You are stronger than you know. How many of you have learned through this journey that you are stronger than you originally imagined? I mean, like I said, for a lot of people, it felt like your heart was breaking the first time you experienced a pause and a disconnection or a detachment from the physical connection or attachment with the person you perceive as your twin, a mate to your soul. It hurt like bloody hell, and you might have thought you weren't going to recover from it, but guess what? You were stronger than you knew. And your strength comes from a deep well within you that says, I have a purpose and a mission here, and it's going to take a heck of a lot more than this to stop me or slow me down. Right? We come into our badassery. Keep the faith. Now, I'm not here blowing smoke up your bums about false hope. I'm talking about keep the faith that you are going to enjoy your life and live it to the fullest. You will connect with the right people at the right places and the right time, but you have to take responsibility for the energy that you bring into the room. You have to take responsibility for how you show up in the world. So keep the faith that if you're maintaining, and look at the butterfly is yellow, this sunlight vibration, you're going to attract like-minded individuals. So keep the faith that you can keep up your energy and maintain your vibration. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like a lot of people are struggling with maintaining and keeping the vibration high. We have to be like doing regular checkups on our own energy. I can appreciate readers who do energy readings or energy check-ins, but the truth of the matter is, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check your own energy. I'm sorry, I'm not concerned about what's going on with the twin at this point. I'm focused on what's happening with me and what's happening with you. Are you able to keep your vibration up? Are you able to maintain your own energy? That is a priority. If you're finding yourself getting fatigued, if you're finding yourself getting irritable, if you find yourself feeling low, it is your responsibility to bring your vibration back up. We've talked about using music, whether it's your top 40 that you love to listen to, or Hertz music, or a Tibetan singing bowl, or a pan flute, whatever it is, use sound to raise your vibration. If you recognize certain individuals are draining your energy, well, then you know what to do about that. I don't even have to say it. If it's the fact that you're burning the candle at both ends and you're not eating well, you're not sleeping well, you're not balancing your life with activity and fun, then you know what to do about that. I don't even need to tell you, right? So keep the faith that you're going to stay connected to yourself. Some of us are struggling with that because this is the first time in our lives that we are showing up for ourselves. Easy as mothers and easy as men to do, to get so caught up and inundated with trying to please everybody else. Keep the faith that you can keep your focus on yourself for a change so that you can keep your own vibration up. When you do that, you are ushering in a new age of abundance in your own life, and you should expect a windfall. A windfall, unexpected abundance flowing through to you. Now, what's funny about this picture is most of the images are crystal clear, right? This one, the butterfly is the highlighted image, and the flowers are kind of blurred out a little bit. This is what I meant about focusing on you. Put the focus on pouring goodness, light, and love into yourself. And don't make everything or everyone else or even your twin the priority. Take care of you, then you're able to serve and help others, right? Don't make the focal point the twin or anything else. Focus on you, bring in that abundance vibration to yourself, and then everything else will fall into place. And this eventually will get crisper and sharper. You'll be able to see a lot better that you actually have everything you need already. And this is all just kind of extra cool stuff coming in. Okay? How's everybody doing? Are you vibing with the messages today? I hope you're doing well, and I hope that the messages are coming through and resonating with you. Realization and epiphanies. I'd say many of us on the twin flame journey had quite a few of those before we discovered that we're actually a light worker and that we have skills, gifts, and abilities and talents that are going to help serve humanity. You're also having realizations about the Evas in your life, right? Having realizations about the dear friends in your life. Isn't that something? The dear friends we have, the individuals who are actually showing us all the time that they are totally riding for us, they are there for us. Those are the people that you want to give your time and attention to. Yep. We're being called to volunteer. Get out and do something that serves humanity. Be helpful. Watch the vibration and the law of reciprocity work in your favor when you give of yourself. You guys just coming here and volunteering of your time to support the vibration of light and love in this room as the messages are being delivered is an act of volunteering. And I appreciate you so much. Really, truly appreciate you. Courage. You will have to find the courage to make the necessary changes within yourself so that you can be a secure, autonomous being that is operating in a vibration of universal love, connection, and service. We have to shed the old crazy town thoughts, the irrational thoughts in our minds, where our minds were eclipsing our hearts. It's going to take courage to deal with childhood traumas, emotional patterns that are counterproductive to goodness and light in our lives. We're going to have the courage to overcome attaching ourselves to people and attaching our minds to outcomes. That hurts the heart. The heart is like, ow, please stop doing that. It's heartburn. It's like when the doctor tells you should not be eating flaming hot Cheetos because it's going to give you heartburn, and you're just like, but I just can't stop. We have to have the courage to no longer be compulsive and obsessive about things and focus on becoming our greatest version, and not just becoming it, but walking in it. Join in. How many of us have been like sitting in the passenger seat of our lives, letting other people dictate where our lives are going or how they should be? We need to join in and get active in our lives. Get connected with communities of light like we are right now. We're a collaborative space working together for the greatest good of all involved. Join in. Don't be a hermit. There are times in the journey when you will have some moments of introspect, but it doesn't mean stay there. You come out, you get out into nature, you breathe in that good ass prana, you connect with other people, you join in and get involved in being in charge of your life, regaining your power and staying in it, maintaining it. Forgiveness. Forgiveness must occur like breathing. It must become so fluid with us that when something occurs that offends, hurts, or wounds us, we must release that vibration of pain and focus on forgiveness and healing. Because unforgiveness is like a choke chain around the neck of yourself and the person that you feel ought towards. And we had, I want to say it was the Ho'oponopono, and I'm going to ask Dynamic Jennifer, she'll put the link in there for that. We must forgive ourselves and we must forgive others. Now, that doesn't mean that you go, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and forget how someone treated you. You do need to be aware and awake, because when someone shows you who they are, believe them, right? And if someone is abusive of your trust, giving them a second chance is like giving them a bullet after they missed you the first time. You can forgive them without engaging them or allowing them access into your life again. And it's not even about forgetting it, it's just simply course correcting. This is what the Twin Flame journey has taught a lot of us, is that we need to be doing course correction in real time and not holding on to negative, low, dense vibrational energies. Practice forgiveness just like breathing. And breathing for us is automatic, isn't it? It just happens. We can forgive. That's part of love. Being able to forgive. It doesn't mean be boo-boo the fool and let somebody treat you like a doormat and walk all over you. It means have good boundaries, but be willing to be able to release situations that happen so that you don't hold that in your energetic field. Emotions. You've got me feeling emotions. Yeah, we're all going to feel emotions. All of us. But how are you dealing with your emotions? Are your emotions governing you, or do you govern your emotions? Do you let your emotions cloud your mind, eclipse your heart, so that it stops you from allowing the flow of love into your heart again because you have fear? Get control of yourself by governing yourself, setting clear boundaries. No is a complete sentence. Hello, right, guys? Learn how to govern yourself. Thank you, Jennifer. Oh, wow. Thank you, Angelina. That's awesome. If you have the link to that, please pop it in the chat. Govern your own emotions. People are going to offend, attempt to trigger, do things that will result in an outcome where we're either going to react or respond. This journey is coaching us on how to respond to negative energy, coaching us on how to respond to negative emotions. That is power. Leaving. Many people are leaving toxic connections. Many people are leaving broken paradigms and old mindsets that don't line up with where they're going now. They're walking away from what no longer is healthy and good. They're not staying an extended period of time stuck. They're moving, leaving in favor of something fresh and new. And that's nothing to be afraid of. Oh my gosh, you can't make this up. Look, I'm going to put them side by side. Leaving an end of an era. And they still have the same. Notice, here we only see one dimension of the wings. Here you notice that we get to see a 2D view. This is the end of seeing things just in black and white and in 1D. Now we have more perspective. Our perception is different. We are no longer focused on one person and a attachment to one person. We are focusing on a connection with soul mates of both a romantic and a platonic nature. It's beautiful. Spiritual growth. Your twin flame journey was a catalyst to get you to recognize it was time for you to grow up spiritually, grow into your spiritual giftings, recognize the clairs, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience. And I don't know if Jennifer, Angelina, if either one of you is able to pull up a link about the clairs, the list of what the clairs are. It'll help people, because I know some people are like, oh, what? Because they're like, you know, I could hear my twin, but they weren't with me, but I could hear them. Or I had a feeling that my twin was missing me, and then they called. You know, these are part of those spiritual gifts, those intuitive gifts that we have that sometimes we just turn off or don't recognize that that's what they are. But this spiritual growth is helping you govern your emotions, keeping your mind clear of the cobwebs of irrational negative thoughts. It's helping you to keep your heart open and expanded so that love can flow in and out. It's helping you to realize that there's more, even more out there. You've zoomed out so you can see from the camera lens there's way more going on than meets the eye initially when you're zoomed in, right? Self-care. Yes, self-care is of the utmost importance. If you think you're going to attract someone to you and you're not showing your self-care, it's like inviting someone over to your house before you furnished it, telling them to come over and hang out and spend some time. If you aren't comfortable in your own skin and feeling at home in yourself, how the hell do you expect somebody else to feel that way? Just saying. I mean, we're kind of at a point now where we're the realest of the real. We don't have time for fuckery and fluff anymore. We just got to be real with each other here. If you're not taking good care of yourself, then there's a good chance that your vibration and your energy is showing others that you need something from them. And that is not good at all, whatsoever. So it is completely necessary that you and I operate in self-care. Rest when you need to rest. Learn when you need to learn. Reach out and connect with other people. Reach out and get active in your life and do things that are good for you. When we put so much effort and energy into one person and one attachment, we're missing the point. That person who deserves the connection the most is you. You deserve love. You deserve attention. You deserve care. Put that time, effort, and energy into your cute self and watch the whole world open up to you. Seeking and finding. Okay? Your soul family, your soul tribe are out there and they're seeking you in real time. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And you're going to be finding people. People in this space, this chat room, I am astonished and amazed at how people are coming to meet and find one another. It's so beautiful. Like, oh my gosh, it's like, reminds me of when you're a little kid on the playground and you just vibe with someone and next thing you know, you're sharing sandwiches and playing Barbies or trucks and it's just the sweetest thing. Your soul family is looking for you and you're looking for them and you're going to find them, right? And when you do, it's going to be so beautiful and harmonious because both parties are in balance and both parties are secure. So when people have to travel on in their journeys in their life, you're not holding on to them and attached to them and upset when they have to move on with their lives. You recognize that everything is fluid, you know, like a river, a babbling brook. It's supposed to be fluid. Finances. You recognize that if your finances are out of order, scarcity and lack and poverty are very real. You recognize that you're blocked from accomplishing certain things, goals, and even sometimes just practical basic necessities that need to be met. If you are having financial challenges and you are actively attached or chasing after a twin, that energy that you're putting into chasing after another person for a connection, you need to pull your ass over and turn the beat around and get on your own grind and figure out what you need to be doing. And if you don't know how to do it, go get help. Talk to a financial advisor. There's lots of free ones out there that'll give you some basic advice. Sometimes it doesn't even need to be that serious. Sometimes it's just sitting down and looking at your bills and figuring out if you're living above your means. It's making practical changes. But if you're so googly-eyed over a person and you're putting more time, effort, and energy into trying to get into a physical union with them when you're not even, how are you going to win if you ain't right within? Get right with yourself. Focus on you and what you need to do so that you can live your best life, so that you are not struggling or going through these difficulties. Okay? Take the next step now. Get on to what you must do for your own life and take the next step now. Do not allow worry focused on another person and what they're doing and when they're coming towards you. Shut the door to that. That's the end of an era. Take the next step now into becoming your greatest version. Do you want to start a business? Do you guys realize that back in the day before we had the internet, to do that, you had to go to school to learn that? People can go on the internet, go on YouTube, go on Instagram, go on social media and glean free tips and tools and learn from other communities about how to do whatever you want to do. You want to do underwater basket weaving? I guarantee you somebody's got a tutorial somewhere that's going to teach you how to do that. And a lot of times for free. You want to learn how to budget and get your finances on track? You want to learn how to buy a house? You want to learn how to, do yoga? All of this knowledge and information is out there. But if you're so fixated and focused on one person, not yourself, you're missing it. You're missing it. Take the next step now and get onto that diving board of life and get about your own business. Yeah, a lot of people are getting heavenly signs. It may not always be a burning bush, but I guarantee you, Spirit is sending messages to you to let you know it's time to get moving. The butterflies represent transformation. You see these flowers or these dandelions are blowing in the breeze. Wishes aren't just having to be wishes anymore. You can actually manifest and do whatever it is that you need to do with your life. Look at people like Walt Disney. He had a vision for something. Sure, he probably crashed and burned 10 times, but he got up 50. We've got to be resilient enough that when we get a sign from heaven, even if it doesn't make 100% sense at the time, get up and go after it anyway. Because can't never could. I'm going to be right back, guys. I got to go grab something real quick. So just hang tight. Please visit each other in the chat. And as soon as I hop back in, it should take me like 2 minutes or less. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. I'm telling you guys, fun times. Okay, all right, so heavenly signs. I thought that was such a pretty card. I wanted to leave it up while I had to run out for a sec. The next one, sentimental feelings. You know, we all experience moments of nostalgia. We think about the person that we've come to know as our twin. We think about the moments we've shared with them. And that's all fine and dandy. That's good. But sentimental feelings should not stop you or slow you down from living here in the present, here and now. You know, sentimental feelings can keep you energetically stuck. Okay? So we have to keep moving, flowing. If you've ever watched a ballet dancer or a lyrical dancer, contemporary dancer, you know, there's this flow. Their body just ebbs and flows and moves and curves. We have to be able to learn how to do that in life. Just like I said, breathing and forgiveness go hand in hand. We have to be able to just let it flow, breathe it through. As Ether says, Tony Braxton's, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. We got to learn how to let things flow. And when those feelings come back to you, just kind of acknowledge it and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was cool. But you know what? What's even cooler is where I'm at right now. Right now, I'm flowing in my life. I'm doing things that I want to do right now. And I'm creating new moments and new memories and new energy. And stay in that vibration. You know, the butterfly has to move its wings in order to get moving and become airborne. We have to constantly keep that flow going, because it's when we sit still and start allowing that mind to start eclipsing the heart, you know, because we're thinking too long, we're overthinking things, we're remembering things, we're remembering how someone made us feel. We get stuck, and then that eclipse. I want you guys to get this vision in your minds that when your mind starts replaying these sentimental feelings, imagine that is like the eclipse. If you guys have ever watched an eclipse, if you haven't, go on YouTube and watch, because I'm sure they have time lapse that shows you what an eclipse looks like. When you allow thoughts and feelings from the past to come in, it is like an eclipse taking place, and it's obscuring you from seeing where you're supposed to be headed. You know, when the sun and the moon eclipse, one of them is obscured, right? You can't see the other. That's what's happening when we allow these sentimental feelings and thoughts and things to come in. It eclipses our heart. So that's why we've had to work on clearing that up. Look at this. Relationship dynamics, of course. We just talked about this. If you didn't know what your attachment style was, I strongly suggest that you do a little research on this for yourself. It's earlier in the chat. We talked about the 4 attachment styles. Learn what attachment style you have, and then I challenge you to dig deeper and figure out why. Go back to your early childhood. Figure out, what kind of a relationship did you have with your caregivers? Because I guarantee you, if you do not figure that out and learn and understand yourself, you're going to show up energetically the same way in each connection or attachment that you have, because you haven't healed this area. If you are anything other than secured, you have got to get to the bottom of why and figure out Blue's Clues, or you will keep showing up the same way in every connection the minute something triggers you, because energy doesn't lie. Now, you can't figure out why someone else is doing what they're doing. I mean, yeah, you could be Nancy Drew and dig all up into their childhood and try to figure stuff out, but the person who you should most be concerned about is you. Why are you doing what you're doing? So that when you know better, you do better. So that when you do come into healthy connections with other like-minded souls, soul mates, mates meaning friends, comrades, amigos, compadres, people that are down for you and you are down for them. You're going to be able to have healthy connections. Ralph Smart talks about water relationships and Coca-Cola relationships. Okay? People who are like water relationships, clean, clear, healthy, there's nothing artificial. Soda relationships, loaded full of sugar, artificial colors. When you shake it up, it explodes. You want to get into a place where you have harmonious relationship dynamics with everyone that you are associated with. And if you're not, then you know what to do about that. New exercise program. Exercise and movement is an integral part of good health and wellness, both mental and physical. If you are not getting out and moving around, your energy may be getting stuck and feeling stagnant. Jump around. Jump up and get down. Do what you need to do to get your blood moving. Whether you decide to take a walk, a jog, go to the gym, do yoga, meditate, whatever your fitness level is, I encourage you to figure it out. See, a lot of that energy that we were using on a twin, we needed to be focusing on how to help ourselves become more fit physically. Because I tell you, when you get to moving around and you start getting out of the office or out of the house or out of the classroom and experiencing the fresh air, experiencing different scenery, getting grounded in nature, it's going to help you in every area of your life. The chemicals in your brain are going to start to respond to this new stimulation that you're providing for it. And again, music. A lot of people like to dance or exercise or bike to music. Raise your vibration so that you can keep maintaining the high vibes. Decisions. I'll meet you at the crossroads. A lot of people are at a crossroads. You have some pretty big decisions to make. For some of us, it's should I stay or should I go? For some of us, it's, meet me halfway. For some of us, it's, it's time, it's go time. It's time to move forward. It's time to emerge and be seen. Don't be afraid. These decisions, now that you're an awakened conscious being, you can make decisions from a place where you are educated and you recognize the opportunities, you see the big picture, so you can make informed decisions for your life. And that includes about people. And I know Dynamic Jennifer and I were talking about this a little bit earlier about the power of manifestation. Liz with Guided by Angels was talking about, manifestations coming in like hot and ready pizza from Little Caesars. It's coming in hot and fast. And people are kind of freaking out and nervous about stuff. Absolutely, because you're starting to recognize your own power for a change. But guess what? On this twin flame journey, we have picked up and acquired a skill about how to course correct in real time. See, some of us were staying in unhealthy, toxic connections, be it romantic or platonic, and we stayed way longer than we should have because we didn't want to make a decision. We didn't want to make the wrong decision. But now that you have stepped into your power, you're walking in your power, you're owning your power, you're owning the energy that you're bringing into the world, make the damn decision. There's no reason to be hasty. Make the decision and move forward. There's nothing holding you back but yourself at this point. We are no longer giving away our power to other people. Make those decisions that are going to enhance and bring joy, peace, love, light, and harmony into your energetic field and around you. That is the tool that you can measure your decisions based upon. Is this going to bring me joy, peace, harmony? Is it going to hurt me or hurt others? You have some tools now to measure your decisions against, instead of just accepting and taking every opportunity and every person that comes into your life. Take the time to get to know people. Take the time to observe their energy and their behaviors, and that is going to make a tremendous difference in your life because now you're making empowered decisions. You're called to heal from the past. Heal from the past so that you can move into your present with ease and your future with hope. Get ready. It's like this butterfly literally looks like it's like ready to jump off. You're ready to jump off from those traumatic emotions and sentimental feelings and memories that have kept you bound up like a spider web wrapped around you. If you guys have ever seen a spider web and you've seen a fly caught in the spider's web, that's what feeling like you're stuck in the past is like. Spiders know how to wrap that web around you so good you ain't going nowhere. But if you have identified the spiders and snakes in your life that have tried to keep you in their clutches for whatever reason, free yourself. And you know how you do that? Through transformation and awareness. Welcome in the new. Yes, it's time to welcome in the new. We had the card earlier, the end of an era. It's time to welcome in the new. Hi, Yara. Hi, sweetheart. Good to see you. Welcome in the new. Don't resist the new. The new isn't always a bad thing. The new represents opportunities. The new represents new individuals, new groups coming into your life. I had no idea the individuals that will be coming into this channel, these chats, were going to help transform my life. I feel so blessed. I feel so grateful. I welcome the new. I welcome having connections, healthy water connections with people, because we are going to be reciprocity with each other. We give good light and love and encouragement to one another, and it feels amazing. I love it. Oh, thanks, Yara. And I hope you're feeling well, and I hope you're having a great day. It's always good to see you. So, welcome in the new. Open your arms up. It feels so good. I met someone in person for the first time this weekend, and something really sweet happened. When they first saw me, their arms immediately flew wide open and they reached for me like, "Oh my gosh, you're here." And it was kind of startling for a moment because it was like, "Oh wow, hi." I was like, "Nice to meet you too." But it was like, whoa, the arms flew wide open like, "Welcome, welcome, you're here, you're here." And I thought, we need to greet the new opportunities in our life like that, with such vigor and excitement. I'm doing something new. Why not get excited and enthusiastic about it and allow the new to be welcome in your life instead of resisted like, oh no, I'm not a fan of change. I really don't like this. Learn to like it. Learn to go with the flow. Learn to let new things excite you. Yep. Ooh. For some people, you are embarking on self-employment. You've been maybe toying around with the idea of bringing forth a business into fruition, or becoming a consultant, or using your education to become an independent contractor. Maybe you have received inspiration that this is your path. This is where welcoming the new comes in handy. Yeah, self-employment has risks, but it also has great benefits. If it opens you up to more freedom to do more things that you love, go for it. Use good wisdom, use good and careful planning, seek out good advice, legal advice if you must, but make shift happen and don't be fearful. Because again, can't, never, could. And as I was saying, people like Walt Disney, who had a vision for something, I'm sure tons of people told him, an amusement park? You want to do what? I'm sure plenty of people told him, no, man, that's not going to work. You got to shut down the naysayers and the people who, as they say, don't ask people for directions who've never left the house. Keep your dreams and your hopes and your goals to yourself, and then only share as led. You know, you'll recognize who your people are, your tribe, your fam are. They'll let you know your soul family, right? But don't be discouraged and let other people, snatch your dreams and stomp on it. Be bold. This is a bold butterfly, right? Be bold. If you're being called into self-employment, get on your grind. Dietary changes. If you're being prompted that you need to make some changes, there's a reason for that. If you are being called to increase more live foods into your diet, it's not going to hurt you. And if you think it might, then get medical advice or seek a holistic practitioner to help guide you along that path. Get educated about what fuels your body and what supports you on a cellular and nutritional level, because that's going to sustain you. We get one body, guys. One. So we have to take care of it. Oh, thank you, Robin. I'm telling you, right? We're receiving this, and it's such a blessing because it's going to help us. We need to recognize, and we're not walking around like zombies. We recognize we have purpose, and we're discovering our passion, and we're acknowledging that we need to take better care of ourselves. And that includes whom we spend time with, where we direct our attention, whom we give our allegiance to, whom we spend our resources on. We need to focus on ourselves first. And your dietary change, because I love when people be like, yeah, I want to lose weight, but my husband, he's not trying to do that. I be trying to tell him he needs to stop doing. It's like, what are you trying to tell him for? You're the one who recognized that you need to do it for you. You do you, boo. Take care of yourself. Drink good quality water. Focus on getting enough sleep. Eat the type of foods that are nutrition dense and rich, that are going to support your body. Identify foods that are harsh in nature to your body, that are filled with chemicals that are not good for your body. Recognize if you're having allergies, if you're noticing skin changes, if you're noticing digestive tract changes, bowel changes, if you're feeling heartburn, if you're feeling burning in your esophagus. Your body is trying to tell you something, but if you're too preoccupied with foolishness and things that are not relevant, you're going to ignore your body's warning system that's letting you know, danger, Will Rogers. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. I know, Yara's so funny. But I'm serious. It's so true, right? Pay attention to what you need to do for you. And everything is not cookie cutter. Some people, keto is their answer. Some people, clean eating is their answer. Okay? Some people, intermittent fasting is their answer. Some people, juicing is their answer. Whatever gives your body a good cleansing and metabolism scrub that helps you get back to operating at peak performance, where your body is converting those sugars to fuel and not storing in the tissues and hanging on to toxins. Do what you need to do for your body. Seek your practitioners. Get your labs done. Go to a holistic practitioner and let them do an assessment so that you can live your best life right now, because then you're operating in good health, which promotes wellness in every area of your life. See, you can't make this stuff up. Get some rest. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you. If you are on technology all day and all night, that is not healthy for you. Your eyes, your mind, your body needs to shut down and rest. Unplug from mass consciousness. Unplug from social media. Okay? I'm guilty as charged. I'm that person. Google, do dolphins have ears at like 3 in the morning? I don't know. 2 in the morning I was on Pinterest trying to figure out how to make pinwheel sandwiches. Sometimes we just have to stop that, curiosity in our brains, especially when it's our sleeping time. Recognize when your body naturally wants to rest or sleep and let it do so. Don't keep pushing yourself so hard that you can't even function. There are some people who compulsively do that. There's nothing wrong with being committed, but what I'm saying is it's time for us to become devoted to ourselves. Devotion allows us to have space to evaluate what's working and what's not working, and then make the necessary changes and adjust our course. It doesn't have to be difficult. It sounds, easier said than done, but if you recognize and want to, quote unquote, love yourself, right? Welcome the new, where was it? Healing from the past, decisions, exercise. Look at this. Self-care is in here, right? I know it's here. It's here, it's here, it's here. Do. All of these things have to do with you guys, with me, with self. Take care of yourself. You're worth it, and you deserve it. Yep, word to your mother, young Niels. Because seriously, guys, before all these technologies were made available to the general public, they weren't available to the general public. And what's happened is caffeine and technology are dominating energy drinks, right? Because we need that boost. Coffee, we need that boost. Well, why do we need that boost? If our bodies are designed masterfully, we have everything we already need, but we're going to have to use our thinking caps and recognize that certain things are not good for our bodies. Certain habits are not good for us. So we have to focus on devoting time to ourselves so that we are able to identify areas that are not working for us. I had a friend that was that person who, from the crack of dawn till almost midnight, was on the go, and she was constantly exhausted. And she was that person who would say yes to everything that people requested of her. And eventually, she got off of the hamster wheel, and now she's living a much more balanced life and feeling more free and healthy because she was able to put into practice principles that make sense. Rest. Focus on yourself. The very last card on this card pulls from here is be true to you. Be true to yourself. To be true to yourself, that means you actually have to adopt and embrace the truth of who you are. You have to accept yourself, love yourself, be proud of yourself. Once you're able to do so, you bring in all kinds of beautiful things into your life through manifestation because you are aligned with a vibration of truth. And I'll let you know, when you're aligned with a vibration of truth, there will be people that will fall away from your life or be running away from you like rats running out of a church fire because they can't be around that vibration of truth. It's so strong. It's so strong. Be true to yourself. You're worth it. You are so worth it. Okay? Just want to remind you before we close out this live that the universe really does have your back. All the struggles and energy put into trying to make things happen, if you can trust in yourself and trust in the universe, That's a winning combination right there. That's a good team. And you don't have to struggle so much. Some people feel like they have to have the struggle, like, oh, if I don't have the struggle, if I don't have the hustle, then I'm not doing it right. I don't know about that. I personally like to be on the No Stress Express. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. Ooh, hello. What came out? What came out? The universe works fast when I'm having fun. Oh, yeah. Right. Hello. No Stress Express. Get excited about your life. Get happy. Yeah. Doesn't have to be a struggle. Oh, my word. Yep. Hope is the conduit for miracles. You're a miracle. And you have the power to believe that miracles flow through to you with great ease. We don't have to have this struggle. Of course, was right side up in the deck. The universe has your back. The universe has my back. We're going to be just fine. You have everything you need right now. Everything. I love it when a good plan comes together. Sometimes we expect things to go one way and they go a completely different direction. Do you know why we have to get rid of those expectations? Because it's taking up the space that's needed for manifestation to take place. For what the universe really wants to bring to us. We're trying to push the cart up the hill. The universe is like, hey, boo, I'm just trying to show you, you don't even have to do all that. As a matter of fact, I'm sending a horse for you to pull the cart up the hill. And as a matter of fact, I'm just going to move the hill and you can just pass straight through. But, a lot of times we throw shade and spill tea at the universe because it's not moving fast enough. We have to get used to the fact that time is fluid. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Yeah. If you have right-minded thinking, things are going to come to you with great ease. Yes, young Niels, it sure is. That's right. Yep. Joy is the ultimate creator. Absolutely. Guys, watch what goes through your mind. Don't let your mind eclipse your heart. You get an idea, and then suddenly you start doing it, and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how. Have joy. Have faith. Trust. Believe. Create from a place of joy. Create from a place of joy. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about how I see the world and the world I see. Perception. Don't let your mind eclipse your heart. Don't let your mind change you from believing that you can because you just can't see it. Well, I can't see how this is going to happen. I can't understand. Certain things about the universe you're not going to understand. I was laughing the other day. I saw a thing for Avengers, and they talked about how the young man who plays Spider-Man now, he can't keep a secret to save his life, so they only give him bits and pieces of the script because they don't want his ass to tell everybody how the movie's going to end. And it's so funny because I'm like, ooh, but it's true. The universe is not trying to hand us the whole script because then we're going to try to contrive stuff. We're going to try to make shit happen ourselves. And the universe is like, no, that's kind of not how it works. If you could just sit yourself down for a minute and let stuff work out, that would be optimal. Hello. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. There's your eye. That's why for a lot of people, your third eye is opening. You are no longer ready for what? Okay, bring it up to me, please. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, that was Kate. She's probably going to hop on in a little bit with us. But seriously, your eyes, your third eyes are opening because, you know, you're no longer allowing your mind to eclipse your heart. So you're letting your third eye open up so that you can see and understand without being fearful. Look at this. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Anybody in this room want to be free? Raise your hand, throw a heart up. We all want to be free, don't we? It's an active work on our part to stay in that vibration of freedom and not become enslaved to old patterns, habits, and people, situations, locations. But we're being called to be free and fearless, like the hummingbird, like the butterfly. My vibes speak louder than my words. This is what I'm talking about. Energy doesn't lie. It's time to start focusing on how to read energy. This way you're going to be making different decisions, different choices that are going to be for your greatest and highest good. So I encourage you, start tapping into your intuition so that you are able to know for yourself. Because I'm going to tell you guys something. I feel like, hi Radhika, a lot of readers, we're getting so exhausted and inundated with so many people wanting readings, and they want the readings in real time. So let's just think about this for a minute. Let's just say Susie Q Reader gets, I don't know, thousands of emails a day, thousands of emails a week. And people want to have answers. When is my twin coming back? Are we going to be into union? What is going on with the karmic? And so the readers were trying as hard as they could to get these personal readings out, energy readings out, even to the point where some of them offer emergency readings because people are so hungry to know, when in all actuality, the knowledge is there in themselves. Thankfully, many of the readers who are out here on YouTube are working in the light, and they're sharing insights and knowledge, and actually are encouraging and trying to show people that the information that they're seeking is really inside of themselves, which is great. And, give me 1 second, guys, and I'll be right back. Hold on 1 sec. Sorry, I had to do some momming there for a minute. But, there was just so much going on that the readers were, getting overwhelmed. And to the point where people were starting to get nasty because they were expecting their reading in real time, or even when the readers put the parameters out saying, hey, I'm not going to get to these until this time. So much pressure was put on readers to get these readings out that they needed to take sabbaticals. They needed to step back and take care of themselves because they were so wiped out, or they were just, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy because they're working with energy. So I guess when I see this about my vibes speak louder than my words, I just want to share that for people who are seeking out readings from readers, please be patient with the readers. I will be honest with you. I empathize. That was one of the reasons why I sought out how to create a channel, how to help people, with self-mastery so that we can take a little pressure off of the collective seeking out readings and help people go intuitively within to understand for themselves. Now, I'm not saying don't seek guidance out, but if you're able to tune in to your gifts and pay better attention, be more mindful, be awakened, you'll get a lot of intuitive hits on your own, even if you aren't a card reader or an intuitive or a healer of that nature. And so raise your vibrations, and then you're able to help yourself and you're able to help others. And working with energy takes a lot out of people. I mean, there are some people that the amount of energetic signatures from all of these different individuals that they're dealing with can be so overwhelming that people physically feel exhausted, tired. And so have a heart, have some compassion for those who are out there offering their services, whether they're for an energetic donation or an energy exchange, or if people are actually paying for reading. Just recognize everybody is doing their best, or at least they're trying to. So that was my 2 cents about that, because I did want to just share, we're learning, all of us are learning how to work with energy. Hope you're having a good day, Radhika. Oh, look at that. See, just what I said. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Yeah, show love and compassion and care about others. And that's what we're being called to do as light workers, and working with fellow light workers, being compassionate and patient and understanding. Okay? When I am in alignment with love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. This is where we are striving and working towards every day, is to be in alignment so that we are able to govern ourselves. We are able to serve and not swerve. We are able to work our light because we're at peace. We're at peace because everything we need is already inside of us. Already inside of us. Okay? Wow, guys. And our Spirit just said, just remind them, you are the oracle. Each one of us, we are the oracle. Hope these cards are encouraging and uplifting everyone. We've learned so much through this twin flame journey so far. It's really beautiful. See, you can't make this up. We just talked about alignment. Align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? Right before that, the last card. See, you can't make this up. Be true to yourself, right? Be true to yourself. Only you know if you're being true to yourself. We're definitely being told, do not walk around wearing false masks, beguiling ourselves and others. We're definitely being called to, be mindful and align with the divine. That's truth. There it is. I was having a moment. I was trying to find it. Look at the past 3 cards. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Be true to yourself. Align your life. That is the truth. Once you do that, things magnetize and come to you with great ease because you're not resisting the new. You're not resisting what the universe is trying to bring in for you. You are open and receptive. That is the feminine energy of receptivity. When I explain that, I talk about the male and female plugs. The wall outlet is a female and the plug is a male. You want to be in alignment so that you can receive. Time to receive. Okay. Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Did I not just flip this box over and show you the first words out of here? You are the oracle. And I'm going to ask if, let's see, Radhika or Jen or Ether, whoever is in, if you can actually put the definition of what oracle is in the chat. Because again, all of this, it's all relative. It's all works together for our greatest good. When I try to go out of the chat to pull up a link, and I promise I'm totally not being lazy, it ends up either closing out the live and I can't quite get back to it without a little bit of extra work, and then I get distracted because it's like, listen, Linda, listen. Oh my gosh, you guys. Let me see. I'm trying. If someone can get it before I do, that would be great. But again, this is important. The oracle, the pillar of light, the conduit between heaven and earth, supported, the rainbow bridge. This is us. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. Hold the fort, guys. I think I got it. The oracle is a priest or priestess acting as a medium or a conduit, right? Through whom advice or prophecy was sought from the gods in classical antiquity. Well, the key word here is truth. Advice, truth. People don't want a untruth for their advice. They want the truth. A priest or priestess is somebody who's acting in integrity, like a fiduciary, somebody who's going to deliver you the truth without, a bunch of malarkey. You are a pillar of light. You're aligned with truth. This is why certain people are not going to be on your journey with you. This is why you have to maintain a vibration of security and autonomy so that people can flow and come in and out of your life with great ease. Stop watering dead trees. Stop holding on to people for dear life like the toddler not wanting to go home or leave the park, Wow. Sisterhood of the Rose. We had the card earlier about the rose, the white rose of hope. Beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. When you're aligned with the truth, this is who you become. When you are aligned with the truth, this is you. It's you. Your divine feminine energy inside of you knows how to serve in the light. Okay? Love it when a good plan comes together. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. Yes, Kate sends her love. Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? You want to know why you're getting triggered? They're lessons. The universe will repeat tests and send lessons to you so that you will make decisions, so that you will use your free will to make decisions. Yes, Radhika, right. The lingam. That's right, with the feminine and masculine energies. Absolutely. Amazing. I'm telling you guys, it's all for our highest good. The interesting part is people say, oh, that's the twin triggering you. Well, they're a catalyst. They certainly can get you to pay attention and recognize some things, but ultimately, you start with you. Look in the mirror at yourself. What's triggering you? Are you aligned with truth? When someone comes across your path with truth, does it trigger you? Does it bother you? Do you get defensive? Like a doctor presses till it hurts somewhere. It's like, ouch. We have to check in with ourselves. We have to check in with ourselves. Oh, that's right. The Tyne triangle above, that's right. The Trinity. We must focus on ourselves. Be devoted to ourselves before we devote time to another outside of ourselves. Wait a minute. Hold on. Spirit's like, pull over, Stella. Do you notice the roses? Look at that. Hold on. Hold on. We have roses. Roses here, rose here, roses here. Roses are beautiful. They grow, but roses also have thorns. You know why the roses have their thorns is for protection. Otherwise, can you imagine everybody just snatching up roses, just full on pulling them out of the ground, snatching them off of the vines, and just, thrashing them because they just, like small children, they don't know any better, so they go snatch or grab and then they get prickers in their hand. We have to develop those boundaries around ourselves that protect us from allowing people to just come into our energetic field all willy-nilly. That's what we're being called to do. Get unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Clear your energy field. See, some people feel like it's a one and done. I'm afraid not, my friends. Every minute, day, and hour we live on this earth, we're living in real time. So we need to be able to clear as things come up. If you find yourself getting caught up, bound up with something, handle it. Don't wait 20 years to try to deal with something. It's so vexing to see people who get into arguments with a family member and they refuse to heal or deal with it. So years go by and the person dies and there's no closure because you didn't attempt to make amends, heal, deal, or walk away. And walk away, I mean not ignoring the issue, but stating what your feelings were about it and then moving on. It's time to cut those cords to unhealthy attachments and negative patterns and contracts and agreements and move forward, upward, and onward, as Dynamic Jennifer said earlier. Yes, right, Radhika? It's so freeing. It's so liberating. It's liberating. Okay. You guys may or may not love this card, but like I said earlier, separation is an illusion. What does happen is a pause. No. Wait, postpone, pause, or say no. Why is that important? When you think you are in a separation, it actually may just be a pause of the universe letting you know, pull over. Stop here for a minute. Take in what's going on around you. Focus on yourself. Read the energy of the person that you are connected or attached with. Be aware. But wait. Wait for the timing to be right. There used to be a game on Atari when I was a little kid called Frogger. And this frog had these tasks of trying to get across a moving river, and all he could do was hop from log to log to log. But in the process of trying to get across to the different logs, there were all these obstacles and bad guys trying to basically throw him off the log and kill him. And then if you beat that level, then he had another one where he could hop across a busy street, a busy intersection. Sometimes you just need to pull over and assess your situation and stop leaping from one thing to the next and just accept where you are and recognize the pause. See? And we talked about when someone, you feel like they've rejected you, it may have been protection for you. There's an eclipse right there. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. Remove that darkness so that you can clearly see with the eyes of your heart, so that you can better protect yourself, because you're not going by your mind that may be playing tricks on you. You're using your intuition to understand. Yes, the steps leading to the peak and the learning, right, Radhika? Yeah. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul tribe. Your soul mates are coming in. Your soul family. your divine counterpart, coming in. Life is a work, not a season. Get off the treadmill and take a break. Again, we had the card, get some rest. If your mind has been running in circles trying to understand this twin flame journey, get off the treadmill and take a break and focus on yourself. Call your energy back and focus on you. You are powerful. Bottom of the deck. Share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution, and expression. It's okay for you to be seen now. You're safe. It is time to start living your best life now and owning your own behaviors, your own decisions. All of this is for our greatest and highest good. Last card from the deck. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. The universe has your back. Whatever it is that you're being called to do right now, you're being called to action for a reason. And I'm here to tell you that it is time for you to get moving on this process. You're supported in ways supernaturally, and you may or may not even realize it. But it's happening. So do not ignore this. That's right, young Neils. That's right. Heal and get some rest. Because once you have come out of that hermit mode in the cave, right, Radhika? It's go time. Like I was explaining about when it's time to give birth, you go through different phases of preparing to give birth to a child. There is a point when there's a transition that happens. And then the labor contractions become more intense because it's time to push the baby out. So if you're experiencing some pretty intense times, but you're noticing transformation and birth process happening around you, that's why that's happening. And that's not anything to be afraid of, you know? In fact, I know one of the cards we just had was Welcome the New. When a new baby is born, you welcome the baby. So happy that the baby is there. Welcome, little person. You know, people get so excited, arms wide open. You are birthing a new age within your own life. It is time to get excited and joyful about birthing the new you, your new opportunities. And it could be a new home. It could be a new romantic relationship. It could be a new business endeavor. It could be a new health regimen, exercise regimen, creative endeavor, whatever it is. It's time to shift your energy to welcome the new. Yes, transition to birthing. Like I said, I think I shared previously, I figured out, I'm a mom of 3. I figured out by the time I got to the 3rd baby, I realized that my body was holding on to fear during the labor process because there is a certain amount of pain that you experience because the body has to contract to push and expel the baby out in a normal vaginal birth. And so your uterus has to contract, which is very violent and painful because babies are anywhere from a few pounds to 10, 11 pounds. And so your body instinctively knows what to do. But if you're afraid, you will clamp down. And my body would clamp down. I couldn't tolerate the pain. I didn't have a strategy for how to cope and deal with the pain until I was introduced to an epidural. And that became my new buddy. So when the anesthesiologist came in to put the epidural in, I knew my strategy was to meditate and fall asleep because as I coached my body into relaxation, combined with that epidural, the baby would naturally move down the birth canal instead of me clamping down and resisting the changes that were happening. And in doing so, the baby was able to move down safely and without any pain because I was so relaxed. So instead of prolonging this process, it went a lot faster. I could have spent 3, 4, 5 hours awake in pain, contemplating every contraction, watching the monitor, even with the epidural, because I was still traumatized. Like, oh no, I remember what this feels like. The epidural basically makes you feel numb from the waist down. So technically, if the epidural is done right, you shouldn't feel the pain. You will feel pressure, but you shouldn't feel pain. But sometimes the epidural doesn't fully get you out of pain. In my case, I wasn't going to take a chance on it. I was just going to put myself in a meditative, relaxed state and go to sleep. And so instead of 3, 4, 5, 6 hours in pain, I slept for roughly an hour, and I went from being dilated at a 4 to the baby was ready to come out. And all I had to do was prepare to push. So this birthing of a new age, if you have been in the struggle and frustrated and feeling your energy just imbalanced because you can't get into a rhythm with life, I encourage you to take heed to these messages from Spirit and prepare to welcome the new. Your new life is coming for you whether you like it or not, because the universe has heard your silent cries and knows exactly what you need and is ready to deliver it to you like some hot and ready pizza from Little Caesars. But you have got to believe that you are stronger than you know and that you are ready to receive it. Don't resist what's coming in. Hi, Devora. Yes, long live epidurals, Radhika, faux show. But get ready. How do you get ready? You remove any fear blockages that would hinder love from flowing through. You cut any energetic cords to people that you were attached to. Attached, not connected. Toxic attachments versus healthy connections. You will know what the differences are. Toxic attachments drag you down into confusion and anxiety. Healthy connections elevate you and uplift you. And it's not hard to tell the difference. In fact, we showed with the 2 cards earlier. We showed you with Eva over here, right? And with Little Miss Sunshine over here, right? Constricting, poisonous, dangerous, deceptive. Here, clear, bright, elevated, uplifted. You could get with this or you could get with that. Choice is yours. If you stop fighting the universe and go with the flow, things will come to you with great ease. That's actually the law of grace and efficiency. It is a universal law. It will come to you with great ease. Practice being in the flow. Practice allowing birth to take place. Hi, Maria. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, guys, I'm giving you that example of, like I said, I was so afraid of the pain of childbirth, my body was literally clamping down so the baby could not move down with great ease. And at one point they were like, if you can't relax your body, if we can't get your pain managed, you know, the baby can start to feel distress. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not good. And then the baby's heart rate would drop, and then my blood pressure would drop, and it was not a good situation. So recognizing that this new baby was coming in, this new age is coming in, learn how to get a strategy for dealing with the pain. A lot of the pain comes from the eclipse of the mind over the heart. You know, we had the cards earlier that showed what it looks like when the heart has been eclipsed by the mind. Pain. Pain comes in. We're being called to clear those pains, clear those old memories, clear those old thoughts, irrational thoughts and feelings that cloud your mind, and start coming from a place of empowerment and wholeness and wellness. You know, that's the mind being eclipsed. Show you the heart being eclipsed. Start feeling those deep chambers of your heart so that you can allow. Oh, wow. Okay, thank you, Spirit. All right, here's the issue, folks. Some of us are holding on to the thought that whatever it is that they're hoping for is going to fail. Past experiences have gotten into your mind. Notice how her hair is dark, because the darkness is going to eclipse the light. You have experienced what you thought was a failure, and it got into your heart and it hurt. It hurt deep. Something you wished for, hoped for, wanted, and desired did not manifest in your life, and you're holding on to that, and it has been blocking you from moving out of that past. Your thoughts eclipsed your heart. Absolutely, Radhika. Now it is time to release. Hi, Malapale. Welcome. In order for you to get into this birth of the new age without all of these painful contractions, I'm not saying all the pain's going to be gone, but when you learn how to manage anxiety, fear, by releasing it and replacing it with loving, positive thoughts and healthy decisions and good boundaries and healthy connections instead of toxic attachments, this birthing of this new age is going to be nothing short of glorious. But when your mind of thoughts and memories and traumas eclipses the knowledge of what your heart knows, you're going to feel pain. And as you can see, she's touching her heart like, it's okay. It's okay. You know, like when you get heartburn and you're rubbing your chest, it's okay. You're going to need to learn how to self-soothe. This is why we are no longer reaching out in a codependent way to people, because we realize that we have everything we need inside of us. We're shifting our vibration so that we are not reaching out to people in a needy, codependent way. This is why some twins, soulmates, have been repelled by energy that we bring to the table, because we're coming at them with a need from them for something. We are able to sustain our own energy, maintain our own energy, keep our own vibrations high and enlightened, but it will require effort and energy on our part. And so as we close out these messages today, I want to just really strongly encourage you to be mindful of the new beginning that's coming. The cards that we used from this deck were butterflies, all transformation in every area of our lives. I want you to know that the birthing of this new age is happening, and it's happening whether you're ready or not. But hopefully these messages will have given you some insights to prepare yourself, to equip yourself, to ready yourself. You know, instead of getting ready, how about we just stay ready, right? How about we just keep continuing to stay in a positive mindset that we have everything we need, and everything that we desire and need comes to us with great ease at the right time. The very last card is one of the very first cards we had, which is this. Divine timing. Divine timing. The divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we're prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing, dear Lord. Yes. may we always trust in this divine timing because the universe has our back. Ooh, let me take a look. Okay, so Maria says, when I look back, the pain was because I didn't know how to move through the pain with consciousness, to reach out for support or to support myself, to grow, self-responsibility, and trust in ascending. Maria, you said it perfectly. That is exactly what is happening, and that is why we came together today. People who are going to watch this playback, I'm hoping that they will receive a message of liberation and hope and courage that will prompt them to shift their mindset and recognize that we absolutely must take self-responsibility and go through this process like a champ. Go through this knowing that this too shall pass. Whatever painful circumstances or emotions we're feeling, we will get through. We have to learn how to move. And I remember that quote that talks about, if you stumble, make it part of the dance. I had an experience this weekend where I happened to be out at an event, and I did. I posted a couple of little tiny live tidbits of the event where I was, and I was invited to the stage to sing. Now, I've performed and sang and danced and done different, things over the course of my life, and at that particular moment, I completely blanked out and forgot the words. Now, the old me would have just fell on the stage in a fetal position and cried my eyes out and did the walk of shame off the stage, feeling embarrassed and mortified that that happened. But you know what I did? I decided at that moment to take that and say, but I showed up anyway. I still went forth and I still gave that effort. And when I walked off the stage, I felt empowered instead of ashamed or embarrassed. That maybe it wasn't for me to have my voice heard at that moment. Maybe it was just for me to be seen and recognized. Someone believed in my ability. Someone wanted me to have an opportunity to shine. The universe supported me and allowed me to go up there and to just be seen. And I received that, and I just understood that right now in real time. I showed up for the first time in my life completely energized and encouraged to be the greatest version of myself. When I walked out the door to go to that event, I felt so empowered and uplifted, and nothing was going to change that vibe. Not even those negative self-talk saying, oh my gosh, you just went up there and you flubbed the words, and aren't you embarrassed? Didn't you embarrass you? Oh, shut up. That's kind of what I had to do, was like, be quiet. Maybe it wasn't even about me singing at that moment. It was just about me being brave enough to show up for myself and be seen and feel safe. And it was beautiful. So now I recognize, just like all of you, it's our self-responsibility. You're responsible for the energy you bring to any room, any space. So let's get out there and bring our A game everywhere we go. Let's truly trust in divine timing. Let's believe that we have everything we need already. And when a challenge or a situation comes up, we will go through it with confidence, dignity, and grace, and strength, and courage. And be encouraged. Be empowered. Be beautiful. You are beautiful. You're incredible and amazing. The wild offering that we were required to give in this twin flame journey, the sacrifice, was the expectation and outcome we attached to the twin flame journey. For those of us that have been able to liberate ourselves from that and recognize that our energy wasn't meant to just focus on the one, but that we are one already and we're here to serve the many, that is the defining moment for each of us. that allows us to become our true, authentic selves. And I want to encourage you to be empowered, to be mindful of what you're doing, your intentions, your behaviors, your thoughts. This is a powerful time of manifestation. Recognize when opportunities are coming to you. Now that your light switch has been flipped on, you don't have to just accept everything that's handed to you. You can use no, and it's a complete sentence. Oh, you're welcome, honey. Thank you for your realness. I'm so glad you came, and thank you for contributing to this space. This is a collaborative space. Light workers come here to uplift, encourage, inspire, learn, and share and grow together. That's what this channel is about. And you being here was right on time. So, so, so appreciated. Thank you, Radhika. You are so loved and incredible too. Each one of you is unique and special in every way. And we're as unique as our fingerprints. And because of that, we are able to create this amazing synergy together. And we are making a mark that will not be erased. We are aligning ourselves with truth. And when we see that we're veering like a car that is, their alignment is going out, we're able to reach out to one another for support. In fact, Maria, I don't know if you're aware, but we have a group called the Good Vibe Tribe. It's attached to this channel, and I don't know, Radhika, I don't know if you're able to grab the link, pretty please, to share, but it would be so helpful, because then if Maria would like to check it out or join, it's the light workers that you're seeing here. We come together. It's pretty much open 24/7. People post things of encouragement. People share about maybe what they're going through. It's all for light, love, and uplifting, encouragement, and empowerment. And so if you would like to receive the information to that, please, as they say, come on in. And hopefully Radhika or one of the maybe Dynamic Jennifer, Darling DJ will be able to pop that into the link or pop that into the chat. But I just appreciate each one of you. I'm so thankful for you and for what you're doing in your own lives. I'm so proud of you for making the efforts and setting the intentions and doing the work of self-mastery so that we are really able to shine our light, because we were willing to go through all of this experientially. We were able to work on and self-correct, course correct in real time, and that we're becoming more sensitive and aware of our spiritual gifts, and that we want to help and serve. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. I am so excited. That is fabulous. Okay, let's see if, let me see. I'm like, hold on a minute here. I might be able to do this. Let's see. Ho hum, ho hum. Let's see. Okay, Maria, I just added you as a contributor to the channel, so after this, you'll probably see your name will pop up in blue, and so hopefully this will allow me to go in and add you to the group. Either way, we will figure this out, and I will make sure that you receive a link for inclusion. So I'm just very grateful. Oh, send an invite link. Look at me. I think I'm doing it here, guys. Let's see. Guys, so funny. I'm like, technology. I know, I feel like you, Radhika. Sometimes I'm like, good gravy, what am I doing here? But we got this. I think I got it. So Maria, I'm going to put the link in the chat right now, and anyone else who would like to join, you are most certainly welcome. We'd love to have you join us. I think we learn so much from each other, and we encourage each other along the way, because that's what life's about, right? We're here to serve, and that's what light workers do. We are part of this blazing bright torch as a collective, and we're helping each other. And it's such a joy. I can't tell you how grateful and thankful I am that Our soul family is coming in. It's so sweet. It's like, some people are like, oh, you don't you want more subscribers? I said, well, my goal was not so much as subscribers as much as it is about community and being here together. And, as this time has, we've been on the YouTube since January of this year, it's giving me a chance to get to know people a little bit more on a personal level. And I think that allows me to serve in a little bit better capacity because, if there's a need or if I can be of assistance anyway, it helps because the channel didn't just explode at one time, if that makes sense. So thank you all so much for your love and your light and your support. We appreciate you. Kate and I are so grateful. My daughter is Kate. She's usually on and she chats with the Divine Light and Love Oracle, little yellow highlighted in the chat. So if you see that, you'll notice that's her. You'll see my picture, but she's answering questions while I'm pulling cards. But I just want to extend you all so much love and light and tell you how special you are and how wonderful you are, and that every day is a gift, and I hope that you live it to the fullest. Enjoy your life, be present in the moment now, and recognize that your greatness is shining through brighter and brighter every single day. And even when the clouds are out, it's like that song, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. Be happy even when skies are gray. Each day is a precious gift, and don't let it pass you by. Sending you all so much love, light, and encouragement. And until next time, ciao for now. And if I have a chance, I may be back on with you guys later tonight. See you soon. Bye.